Hi, Patrick here. Tesla coils. I love Tesla coils. But what is a Tesla coil? It's a type of transformer that allows us to transmit AC power wirelessly. It has a primary winding consisting of this thick wire here, a secondary winding consisting of much thinner wires here, and what a transformer does is magnetic fields are created in the primary winding. They intersect with the secondary winding, and they produce electricity. And they can help you increase or decrease the voltage depending on which way you direct the flow of electricity. But in this case, we have underneath here a couple of capacitors and something called a spark gap, an actual distance between the capacitors that allows it to arc and creates a resonance which allows it to transmit the power wirelessly. Have here some various top loads, things I'm going to place on the top, so we can see the arcs. Have a wire whip, a wire windmill, some regular needle, some graphite, two gas lamps, an old ring, two incandescent light bulbs, and a fluorescent light bulb. First, I'll start with the needle, and what you'll see is the arcs will jump from the end of the needle. Now, most Tesla coils have something called a top load or a toroid. It's that gigantic silvery dome thing that most Tesla coils have. Mine doesn't have that. It just came with what you see here. Because if it had the circular top load, it wouldn't produce any arcs. There you go. I can even play music on this Tesla coil. Now, the reason why this Tesla coil can play music is it has something in here called an interrupter circuit, which, when hooked up to the phone, interrupts the arcs enough that actually creates the sound that you can hear the music through. Next, we're going to demonstrate the whip, which is this tiny little wire. I don't know if the camera can see it. And when I turn this on, you'll see the arcs, and then you'll see the wire start to whip around. And what's happening is the arcs are heating up the air around the end of the wire, and the heated air is pushing the wire around. Something similar will happen with this windmill wire that you see here. The arcs will come out the tips of the needles and it'll spin around and around. And from other YouTube videos I have seen, some people would think that this is actually some sort of a plasma thruster, but that's not what it is. All that's happening is the arcs are heating up the air, and that's pushing the needle around in a circle, like you see. I'm always making sure I turn off the Tesla coil before I put any new loads on, because you can see that it arcs, and though I'm not getting hurt now, the moment I let go, I actually get a little shock. I don't really feel electric pain as much as I get a burn feeling from this Tesla coil, because the frequency of the AC electricity is high, so I don't really feel the electricity flowing through my body, but I do feel the heat. Next, I have a graphite piece of graphite I took from a mechanical pencil. Graphite is actually pretty conductive, and it's used because it tolerates heat very well. So if you have a circuit that has produced a lot of heat, it can withstand that heat. And I said the frequency before was so high that I don't feel it. Now, if I were to touch this with my finger, I would get burned. As a matter of fact, this happened earlier. You might see I got a burn from this Tesla coil earlier. So you have to be very careful when working with electricity. Now, the higher frequency, I don't feel myself getting shocked. But if I held this here long enough, it would heat up and I would get burned again. But just because I can sit there and touch this and not get electrocuted, never assume that electricity is safe to touch at any time. People do this all the time, and that's why they die. Now I've got a small incandescent light bulb here. Now when I bring it close to the Tesla coil, you'll see the electrons arcing from the ends of the filaments to the glass. If I bring it down, the arcs get smaller until they stop altogether. Sort of like one of those plasma globes. Got a larger incandescent light bulb here. Now for some reason, when I experimented with this before, it heats up a lot faster, so I have to be quick when I use this. Ow! I have two gas discharge lamps here, and much like the incandescent light bulbs, they'll glow, but instead of producing electric arcs, they'll operate like they would normally do when electricity is applied. This shows us how we can transmit AC power remotely, which was actually the original intention of the Tesla coil. Nikola Tesla, the designer, built this to try to find a new way to bring AC power into homes, but you can see that it's kind of limited in its range. In this case, I can't go more than maybe 8 inches before the power is too weak. So the next thing we will have is I'll put the fluorescent lamp close to the Tesla coil, and this will actually light up and glow without any other wires attached to it. And lastly, in a previous little experiment I tried, I could put a ring on top of the Tesla coil, and I put any kind of conductive material in the middle, and arcs will actually jump out of the needle that I put in the center. I use my graphite stick here. I have to be very quick with this because the graphite will heat up very quickly. So bring it close to the ring toward the center. The arcs start jumping out of the tip of the graphite. I'm going to switch to this needle. It won't heat up as fast. There it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and share. Plan on making a few more videos in the future. I hope you learned something. If you want to learn more about Tesla coils, you can go to other YouTube channels like Electro Boom, maybe Greg Scott or a few others, and you'll learn a lot of interesting things.